Well, what to do after Windows 7? Let's list some of my reasons or things to do. Maybe Steve has another option. You can try upgrading to Windows 10 and pray that your machine is high specs enough, to run Windows 10. Windows 10 is somewhat bloated. But is the free upgrade still going on or expired? I haven't checked.
I hear that you can get it for free still if you download it. You just go past the key, and they're not. So it means something. They're not forcing anybody to pay for it.
Okay.
It seems like.
Okay.
From what I hear.
I guess that's fair. Assuming again that your computer is, you're probably going to need at least a quad core, at least 4, probably 6 gigs of RAM to run it somewhat comfortably. If your computer has that, you're probably going to be okay. Quad core, 6 gigs of RAM, probably going to be okay. So you can try an upgrade and pray. Or you could buy a new computer with Windows 10 and pray. Pray that the updates don't screw the system. Updates are fun again with Windows 10. Or I shouldn't say fun, but unique. It's probably a better word. Yeah. So you can try that and see what happens. You don't want to do that. Your time is too valuable. It's time to buy a Mac maybe. Mac has none of the issues with the updates, like zero. For what I've heard. I mean, none. Nada. But to buy a decent, a MacBook or Mac Pro computer, whatever they call a Mac PC, it's going to be at least $1,000 or more. So if you're in a budget, that is out of the question. The final option is a Chromebook. Based off of Linux, they start $200. They work fine, at least in my tests. Steve, what advice can you give to go from Windows 7 to something else?
It's either if they find that they don't have the hardware for it, or it's not easily upgradable. Like the Little Aces netbook or Vivio book, I think the E200 I got for my wife was under $200. It's just got 4 gigs of RAM, but it's got a 32 gig eMMC, which Windows eats up really quick.
Yes,
It's not going to be one to install a lot of stuff. Now, my wife only uses it for surfing, watching YouTube videos, looking up, news articles, recipes, and that. So it's a very minimal, for her, it suits her perfectly. Getting a Mac, I'm probably gathering the updates are great because they, pretty much the hardware is the same I'm going to assume on all their machines, right? It's not on different computers, which, can cause the issues in that. And then the big option is, and if that's all they do is surfing and things like that, a Chromebook is a great choice. Snap quick, and again, no update issues whatsoever.
Yes,
that I ever heard.
No, they are smooth on the Chromebook. They are smooth updates, very smooth, nicely done. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you and I would love to say, hey, there's Linux, but we see how that goes, and I would love to have people come over, but if they're not willing to, or they won't even think about it, their options are going to be limited. Some of them will probably still run Windows 7. How many people ran XP until
I know,
and maybe still on it, and
right,
who knows what's on their machine.
Right. Let's get some advice from Australia. See what he has to say. Hello, Vince.
Hi, guys.
Vince.
You're late to the party, but you're excused.
I just saw your email. Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. We were just talking about what to do after Windows 7, and briefly I said you can try and upgrade, a free upgrade, I think, still, and pray that your PC is strong enough. You can buy a new Windows 10 computer and pray that the unique updates don't trash the system. If that's annoying, you can buy a Mac. I haven't heard any issues whatsoever with Macs. However, if you're on a budget, that ain't gonna work. Chromebook is what's left that's affordable and it works. You could certainly try and download a Linux-based system, but if you don't have the time, you're a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse, a professional working many hours, Steve was talking about, and just no time to download Linux and learn it, that's out of the question too. So you can try and upgrade to Windows 10 or buy a Windows 10 machine, but the updates have not been reliable. Quality control right now is atrocious in Windows 10. Not for everybody, to be fair, but it's not up to standards. You can buy an affordable Windows 10 computer starting at $200, I've seen, not now with the holiday specials. But once the update starts, what's going to happen? I don't know. So the only affordable option left that's work, at least in my test, is a Chromebook. Vince, how do you see it?
Yeah, well, I've just been hearing that the numbers of users of Windows 10 are just starting to increase a little bit more now. It's getting closer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's going to be very much the likely route that people are going to be taking. Chromebooks, I think, are going to suit a particular audience. People who are just going to be online, doing specific tasks, doing simple tasks. For Linux, I just can't see it really blowing up that much. You're going to need somebody who knows the Linux to actually install it for you, I think. Unless you're, certain types of people like ourselves who have that curiosity and who are wanting to really delve in and dive in and want to do something a bit different. And even then, you could run into trouble and end up jumping ship straight back to Windows 10. And no matter what Microsoft does with their updates and their privacy, there are always still going to be people who just don't care and will just keep using it.
They know, Microsoft knows, Windows 10 knows, or Microsoft knows, they have no competition for what they do at that price point. They can do whatever they want. If they want to send out untested, uncurated updates that trash your system, tough luck. I hate to say that. Yeah, it would be nice to walk into a store to buy an Ubuntu computer or a Linux Mint computer or an ABC Linux, whatever Linux computer there is besides a Chromebook. It's not there. And Mac computers are for that select group of people who know what they want, they have the higher budget, and they're going to buy Mac and nothing else in their lives because they don't want the headache of anything else. That's understandable. But for the masses, who are family, kids on a budget, they're going to go back to Windows 10, I think. Or if they buy a Chromebook and not being told what Chromebooks are for exactly, they'll buy the Chromebook thinking it works like Windows, not exactly, bring it back for a refund and go back to Windows 10 because they have no choice. I think, and we've talked about this, Linux is missing a golden opportunity now for the masses. Golden opportunity for Linux desktop. And I'm not just talking Chromebooks or Chromebox, whatever they're called. I'm talking a real, full-featured Linux machine. It ain't there. They're online, but if you know nothing about Linux, that's not fair. It's not right, in my opinion. People want to walk into a store, touchy-feely, especially if they know nothing about Linux. But anyway, what to do about Windows 7? Try an upgrade. See if it's still free. I think it might be. Pray that your computer is fast enough. If you have a quad-core, 6 to 8 gigs of RAM, probably is. You can buy a Windows 10 machine. Be wary of the updates. It's a hit and miss. You can buy a Mac. They're solid. And there's an Apple store in Pittsburgh not too far from here. I've been up there with a lady friend of mine. Their service is excellent, superb. Of course, that's what you're paying for. Or you can try a Chromebook. So this holiday season, those are your options. Maybe Santa Claus will send you a nice, juicy Mac. And I'm not talking McDonald's Big Mac either. So